before we get into our last topic of the day, real quick for Tank and the Garcia fight.
They're betting their entire purse.
They are. Right before we get to that, I do have to
God.
say a funny story. I'm going to try to make this fucking short. So yesterday, I had the job interview. Now, the role was a sports, for this company that I'm not going to name, sports-minded marketing representative. Seems like a good role that can accent what we want to do here, and then I can get some money, and we're back on track, right? 100%.
I like that.
So I have our first interview on Zoom, and I was said that I was going to be talking about the pay and the daily duties. We don't talk about any of that. We talk about like my work history. And what they did say, which is very cool, is that the podcast experience here doing this show outweighed everything else in my resume. So I think that's pretty cool to say that something that we fucking built has more weight than professional work experience.
Crazy.
And for everybody out there listening, that's literally just fucking buckling down and believing in yourself. 100%. Not making this motivational. I want to tell a story. Back to the fucking story. After that, I moved to the second interview. And I come to the office. So I drive to Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I go through 2 interviews. I learn from those 2 interviews that it's door-to-door sales, walking around for 6 hours a day, selling Verizon to people's homes. And the first thing they said to me when I walked in was, oh, like, we really like to see a degree there. Nice. Happy that you have your degree. And I'm like, what? So this is a job where you hire people that like don't have degrees? Like you just sold me on that. And then they shied away for the longest time. They beat around the bush, not saying it was door-to-door sales. Then listen to this. It's commission-based only. Then listen to this. The hours are 11:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday.
Damn.
What?
Damn. My thing is, damn, they can't tell nobody though.
Right, because if you see door-to-door sales on the application, you're not gonna show up.
I would have been.
That's why. So I'm like, this is right when I was leaving. I'm like, this is misleading as fuck.
Yeah, I was like.
And the whole thing, I read the reviews on the company, and they're like, it's door-to-door sales, but if they tell you that, you won't show up for the interview, and you won't get to the office. And I'm like, well, that's what. This happens. We do this.
Crazy.
We lie to get people to show up. We dance around the bush, not telling people it's door-to-door sales.
People lie about anything.
Get the fuck out of here. I thought that was something sports-minded. You know what the fucking branch manager says? Oh, I wanted to be a sports agent. And now 4 to 5 years later after school, I went to school trying to be a sports agent. 4 or 5 years later, I'm a branch manager of this place. All right, Michael Scott. Cool, man. Ooh. And then he's like, I see Brian Dawkins shit and Eagle shit all over the office. So I'm like, oh, this is why it's sports-minded? Because you wanted to be a sports agent and you're hanging shit around the office? Or is that it? Or is it because you want sports-minded people because then you won't get, you'll get cool people, I guess. What?
Unfortunate.
Let's fucking lie. Just had to tell that story. Hopefully fucking TikTok likes that one.
Unfortunate.
Anyway, over to Tank and Ryan Garcia betting the entire purse.
I like that. They did it on IG Live. I think he was with Kai,
who is now recently banned from Twitch. Is he going to Kick? Is he going to Kick?
I'm not a Kai guy, but bullshit.
Is he going to Kick?
Don't ban my people. Let my people do what they want to do.
Anyway.
Free Kai. Anywho, I think that was fucking tough. They're on IG Live and they're like, you bet the purse? Like, yeah, I'll bet the fucking
purse. Bro, Kai was instigating as fuck too. I'm like, bro, sit down.
When we get to the fight, Ryan, why you trying to bet your purse? You might need that shit for your jaw, homie.
Well, remember.
Like, Tank, you might need that. I mean, I know insurance and shit, but...
And remember, we heard it. Tank had the tune-up in January. Ryan hasn't fought in almost a year.
And I've been trying to talk myself into betting Ryan Garcia because I'm seeing, like, plus 200 for some... I originally saw, like, plus... Because the original line, like, months ago, Tank was, like, minus 330. And Ryan Garcia was, like, plus 275 on FanDuel. And I was like, I might just take this now. But, you ain't trying to take no shit months ahead and whatever. So I'm seeing him now plus 212. I'm like, why do I not want to take this? And then I heard my man on YouBet, my man from Daily Wager.
Daily Wager Joe.
He got me right. And he told me, all right, Gervonta had to tune up. Gervonta is, I watched a couple of the last Gervonta's fights. Gervonta's fucking cold. I mean, he's cold as fuck. I watched probably his last 3 fights. He's cold as shit. But I keep seeing, you always see these Twitter highlights of like Ryan Garcia's left hook, just knocking people the fuck out. And I was like almost getting hooked. Like, I might just take that shit. But I don't know. He's a little too small. Even when you see like the pictures on ESPN, like you see the picture when they were talking about him, you can like visually see the difference in size. And over 7.5 rounds is the line. I do like that.
Joe Fortenbaugh, by the way.
Tank might beat that little boy ass. He might just like early on body. Then we just gonna go up top a couple times and we go right back to the body. Bah. and then we're gonna wait for you to throw your hooks, open up, return one. Like he might just wear that boy down. I don't know. I don't know how sharp, and I don't know. Obviously, I know Garcia is long, and he's going to use that to his advantage. I don't know how sharp
with height as well.
I don't know how sharp his jab is, or how dangerous it is, or how fast he paces it, or how long it takes him to ease into the fight. I don't know. I don't know the many that specifics of Ryan Garcia. We haven't seen him on that many main stage fights, to be honest. So for me, it's pretty much highlights and shit.
Well.
So if he can do that, and he can control the fight, and he can control the distance, and he can play in the ring in his spots, then he might have a shot at a plus 200 look juicy. But I think Tank might beat that little boy ass.
That's the play that
I'm scared. And why you bet your purse, man? Don't do that.
That's the play that Joe Fortenbaugh, ESPN's Daily Wager, put out this morning on First Take, which was, like you said, the over 7.5 rounds, and he also had minus 140 Tank by knockout.
Nah, that's 140.
I'm gonna take the value here. I really think Garcia's going to get this done. There's a lot of fucking talk.
Yeah, you do.
I'm going to take the value.
Okay.
I like the height and the reach factor.
Wait, can you take something? Can you take what can you take? Can you take like a spread? Can you take something to mitigate? Or do you just have to take the plus 215? I love this from you though. I love it. I think my gut is telling me to take Garcia. I'm seeing a lot of people taking Tank. It's Tank. And I know Tank is good, my goddamn self. But like, damn, this would be, I just don't know.
Well, that's why.
If they would rig it, you know what I start thinking? If they would rig it for somebody in Tank versus Garcia, who would they rig it for? I think they would rig it for Ryan Garcia.
I think they would rig it for Ryan.
I want to be on the side of the rigging. For plus 215, I'll be on the side of the rigging. Fuck it.
Yeah, well, the other thing that's crazy to note as well, both of these fighters are undefeated with
Absolutely.
23 knockouts out of Tank and 19 from Ryan Garcia.
Everybody's getting Tank dropping everybody.
So
Tank
one of those
everybody.
guys is going to walk away with their first career loss here.
Yep.
Which is tough.
Yep.
Like, which makes this fight way more enticing.
And their purse.
Hey, we know that, there's not a lot of boxing fans out there. There's more UFC fans. But these are the guys that you want to tune into.
100%. And there's a couple more. There's a couple. I mean, I've been talking about them a couple times on this. I mentioned those two guys. Obviously, you got Shakur. You got Devin Haney. I've talked about a lot of young boxing guys. There's a lot of young boxing guys right now that can help you get into boxing if you've been looking. Just watch out. Make sure you watch when they fight. Because, Devin Haney, my favorite right now, but there's a couple guys. Shakur's right
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Shakur's nasty.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
So Manny is on Tank. I'm on Ryan. We're going to wrap this whole bitch up. What a show, jam-packed show. If you have watched on YouTube and you liked what you saw, drop a like, a comment, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. Like I said at the beginning, we do release these as clips, so if you can't make it through the entirety of each show, you will see these segments posted as well. And if you are not following us on our social media platforms, Twitter at 80ED Podcast, Instagram at 80ED Pod, and our TikTok, which is just the name of the show. And forgot to mention, Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We love you listeners, our loyal listeners. Give us those ratings. You've been listening to the All Day Oh my God. You've been listening to the All Day Everyday Show with All Day AJ and Manny Ruffin. My name is Alex Jacobs, but you can call me All Day AJ. What a fucking show. We will see you when we see you. Enjoy the weekend, folks.
Knicks are minus 1.5 at home, game 3.
Go Knicks, go Rangers. See you soon.
Wait, but they were plus 5.5. Vegas beats me.